All right, good morning. I think it was last week that I didn't get to see you guys. I think flu season is upon us, and it's obviously more exciting than ever. But it's not the end of the world. It's just welcome to January, right? Another fun thing about January. Um, on that note, we are in week 5 already. So this month, although the longest month in the world, is still flying by in the scope of reality, right? So if you've got any announcements this morning, or if you've got any shout outs that you want to share, if you've got any kind of positive news you want to share, this is a good time to do it. And then we're going to move on to our friend, Miss Beverly, and jump into our topic for the day. Sound good? Um,
Yes.
okay. As you think about that, Mr. Kevin, I am ready for you. Good morning.
Hey, Adelina. Hey, I just wanted to make an announcement actually. I did it
Yeah.
last Thursday and I've got another one coming up this next Thursday. I have a 30-minute VA loan virtual lunch and learn every other Thursday. And it's a live Zoom call, and we just go over 30 minutes of content about the VA loan so we can have better conversations with our veteran clients. And so next week's topic is going to be a deep dive into entitlement. And we're going to go over everything from using the VA loan multiple times to actually helping a veteran in a 20-year span become a millionaire. So it'll be a really cool phone or Zoom call, and hope to have some people on it, veterans included. Everyone's welcome. And I'll post the Zoom link in the chat.
I love that. Thank you for doing that. That's awesome. Can't wait to see that Zoom link. And then I'll include it in our recording for the week as well, so that people have it in case they miss it here. Cool? Awesome. That's a good announcement. Thank you, Mr. Vorbeck. All right. I'm going to go over to Miss Beverly. Let me find you on my screen. There you are. Uh, I'm gonna make you, I'm gonna spotlight you for everyone so everybody can see you. I'll spotlight myself so that, it's not as awkward.
Thank you.
Up there by yourself. So good morning, Beverly. For everyone who doesn't know you, tell us a little bit about you.
Well, I live in the Carolinas. I have been in real estate for 4 short, beautiful years. With Lisa Archer, Live Love Homes, Keller Williams. We have a rock star team, and we just enjoy working together and being a family. I've been before real estate. Gosh, Lord, I'm 60 years old, so I've done a lot. But I was a teacher, a high school coach, in human resources. Probably the most rewarding job I've ever had, besides real estate. When my husband and I married, it was important for us. We have a blended family. So I started working part-time so we could blend our family together. But the last 10 years before I entered into real estate, something I've always wanted to do. I've had a passion, but life gets in the way. You have a third child at 40, and coaching and raising your kids. But I was a caregiver for my parents the last 10 years of their life.
Oh, wow.
Probably the hardest yet most rewarding job I've had. And then after that, when my dad passed, my youngest, who's 22, said, "Mom, go for it. Go for real estate." And I was like, "I'm too old to go back to school." She goes, "Mom, do it." And that's how it all began. But we
Oh, I love
cover,
that.
yeah,
How old were you when you started in real estate? Just give us
56.
yes, give us some hope. There we go. That's what I'm talking.
Yeah.
56
And
years old. So if you are younger than 56, you are ahead of Beverly. Can you believe that?
that's exactly right. I
What
went,
a gift.
yes,
Okay. So what area do
true.
you cover? Are you all over the
We
Carolinas?
are no, well, I'm North Carolina and South Carolina licensed, so we do cover the Charlotte area and surrounding areas, Rock Hill, York, and we have a team in Mississippi also. Plus, we cover the Myrtle Beach areas. We're building an expansion team there. So, anybody wants to come to the beach, I'm your person. I
I
have a home
like
there
that.
too. So I'm there 3 to 4 days a week. It is my happy place. And yeah.
I love that. Well, thanks for being on with us. Our group here is going to be everyone in Texas and all over the place.
All
The
over
call
the-
is open to everyone. So it's probably either cold where most people are or rainy where most people are. You are the sunshine this morning, and we'll take it. Especially on a topic like today, because it is a hot topic. Door knocking is a hot topic. We've gotten a lot of requests for this training. And I'm excited to talk about it, especially now that, like, I know your background. It's even more fun. So we talk about door knocking, and people think a couple things. There is a fear of rejection. Like, if that's you, just like pop your hand up, right? Fear of rejection. Okay, few hands. Okay, some of you guys are already pros apparently, so that's cool. Fear of confrontation is another one. Lack of confidence is another one. And the big one, I think, is social stigma around door knocking. If you felt any of those things, this is probably going to be a decent call for you to listen to. We have preconceived notions, and Beverly, whether you had preconceived notions or not, you're going to tell us a little bit about that. But I just really want to start with those two kind of things. Like, we have preconceived notions of what door knocking is and how much it sucks, that no one wants to answer the door. It's incredibly awful to do, and only new agents probably do it. So what's your experience with that? Like, what do you want to share around that topic with us?
Well, I think when you're going into door knocking, I mean, well, it helped that I was older, but I've door knocked alone. I encourage you to door knock in pairs. It gives you more of a comfort zone, but you got to have the right mindset. One of the things, don't go into it that you're going to get that lead, you're going to get that sale. Just hold your shoulders back, go in there with confidence, and put a smile on your face. You're going to get a door slammed in your face. I can go ahead and tell you that. I'm not interested, slam. But you can't take it personally. But I look at it, when we go into it, we're providing a value, to someone. I've even had people say, well, I'm not interested in selling right now, but do you know anybody that's not just commercially that can help me do some work around my house? Absolutely. I got a handyman that can be right there. That automatically starts opening the door and building a rapport. But, you got to have the mindset that you're not bothering someone. It's just like it's just like cold calling. Don't go in that mindset that you're bothering someone. Go in the mindset that, you're going to invite someone to your open house. You're going to let them know that you've got a home listed there. You're going to let them know you just sold one. And are you interested in selling? And you just take it from the positive side of that, because not every door is going to lead to a result in a lead, but it builds relationships.
I'm curious, were you scared at all when you first started door knocking, or were you just like, whatever?
I don't think I was scared, but there's always that thing in your gut. They're going to ask me something I don't know.
Okay.
Just like making a call, or they're going to. I'll just go ahead and tell you this, and I'll share the story. And if Lisa's on, she's probably going to die. But I was door knocking in the beach area by myself, but my daughter was driving me. I did not see no soliciting sign at this gentleman's house. Number one, it was behind a plant. He opens the door with a firearm, yelling at me, cursing at me, and I'm like, whoa, my apologies. I did not see that. Well, my 22-year-old daughter, who is no bigger than a minute, but she's a firecracker, she jumps out of that car saying, you are not talking to my mama like that. You are not pointing that gun at her. She is here to provide a service, and blah, blah, blah. And the list was going on. He put his firearm down and he went, she's feisty. I like y'all. Can I have your card? And I have a friend that's wanting to move down here, so you have to look. Well, number one, I was scared to death, but especially when my kid jumps out of the car screaming. But read their body language. I mean, I got a referral out of that. And it's not for another year, but hey, I have their information. I've set them up on listings, and he has my card, and he apologized profusely, by the way. So,
course. Well, okay, so that's a good topic, safety. Is there anything that you do around safety? Because you are walking into someone's personal property.
Right.
What does that look like? Or what's your mindset around safety in general?
Pairs,
Yeah.
pairs. My team will tell you, we've got some young agents and they know they can call me and or anyone on our team if they check in on the forewarned. But it's a little different when you're walking into a neighborhood, but it's just like you would, when you raise your children and you tell your kids, know your surroundings, look around, know your surroundings. Um, don't go in the home. But know your surroundings and things. But traveling in pairs and walking in pairs is another, good aspect too. I do highly recommend that.
Going back to your first point of, what if they ask me something I don't know, right? Like that unknown is scary to people.
Right.
What is it that you say when you're door knocking? So if you were going out door knocking today, what does that all sound like? How do you choose who you're going to door knock? What does that all look like for you? Walk us through it.
If anytime we have a new listing,
Okay.
open house in certain in neighborhoods especially or any area, we're going to door knock it.
Okay.
And we may not just door knock, that area, we look at the information and say, hey, that subdivision next to this one is also good. So, we'll hit those areas and, we just go in casually, not sassy or, just natural and say, hi, I'm Beverly Thomas, Beverly Rogers Thomas. Just wanted to, see, we have a new listing. We have an open house happening this weekend. Wanted to invite you to come out. If you have family or friends that are looking to move in this great neighborhood, if you're interested in your home valuation, just very relaxed and personable.
What do people usually say to that?
You'll get some that will say, oh yeah, I saw that they're selling. Um, I've always wanted to see inside that house. That you'll get that a lot with neighbors. I've always wanted to see inside that house. And that, that's one of the pluses. It adds volume to your open house from the door knocking. Or you'll get a comment, well, I'm not looking to sell right now, but we may be in the next year because we're looking to downsize. That's your door. Hey, that's great. Can I set you up on a market report? I'm not going to hound you or spam you. I can set you up on monthly and you can just keep taking a look of what the value is in this area and in your home.
So you go from the warm invite or information sharing that you've got to connecting it to being able to get these people in your database.
Right.
So
That's the hardest thing,
okay.
getting the info.
Okay, so you're not just a pretty face, just door knocking. There's a job and there's a result you're going after, it sounds
Yeah.
like.
Yeah.
What if people are, a little more abrasive? Maybe they're not as open as, or maybe they're all really nice in the Carolinas and maybe, Texas is different. I don't know.
Remember,
What
I had a guy meet me at the door with a gun.
That is true. That is true. Yeah, there's a lot of open carry here, so I get it. If someone isn't as nice and warm, like how do you break that down with them or do you just say, hey, have a great day?
Have a great day. You always leave them with something.
Okay.
Hand them your door hanger. We love using door hangers, or if you have and put a postcard in there, just listed, just sold, open house, fun, or around the holidays, put something fun in there to say or to do, and candy or vendor information, just something in the door hangers. And
Okay, so you're walking with something. You're not
yes,
like just
yes,
over there to get their information.
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
and then if you don't get their information, just like it's been a year. I can't believe it. One of the listings that I sold was just from leaving my card, and a postcard. I sent them a postcard. The lady kept that postcard for 1 year, lost her husband and needed a downside. She picked the phone up and called me and said, hey, Beverly, this is Jackie Anderson. I'll never forget her. She's a forever client. And she kept it for a year. She goes, I knew the time was going to come. So, you just never know. As long as you leave them with that piece of information about,
You guys put it on the door? Where do you, what do you do?
you
with it?
hang them on the door if they're not there. If they are there, you just, hand it to them. It's like, if they say, I'm not interested, and say, well, absolutely. Here's some information. There's a postcard in there. There's some treats for you in here. If you ever need anything, please feel, and you just smile and say, and you can do cute things. Like one of the things I found last night, it's fixing to be Valentine's, and we are door knocking, on Inventory Creation Day in a neighborhood Monday on one of our new listings. So, I mean, you can say, and it's cheesy, but it's catchy. Roses are red, violets are blue. Your home might be worth more than you knew.
Oh
Just,
my God. You're right. It is cheesy, but it is cute.
but it catches their eye, and then you put
Right.
something, chocolate in there, or,
Sure,
just
sure.
something.
So essentially what you're doing is taking some pop buys and using them
Yeah.
as a value add when you're door knocking. And it sounds like you're door knocking around your open houses, your new listings, and your just
Listen,
solds.
just so,
So
yes,
you have a story with every single time that you go out there.
exactly.
You said another thing. You said, we'll look over in the next neighborhood and see if that one's good. How do you determine if a neighborhood's good or not to door knock?
You look at, well, Area Pro is a great thing to look at.
Okay, so you're looking at area. What are you looking for in Area Pro? Like how do you know?
If there, several listings in there, the turnover, if it's an older development, and it may be someone that's, an older development, and, people like me, I'm going to be downsizing soon. I'm moving to the beach to a condo. So you look at things like that, and you just ride through. And if you see for sale signs, for sale by owner signs, you just, get a feel of the area, use Area Pro, look at any recent closings in there that other realtors aren't getting the benefit from door knocking. Let's say, someone that's not on my, a different realtor team just sold a house in there, and that's all they did, just sold that one house.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we hit those too, and door knock it and say, hey.
Do you guys ever door knock expireds, or is that not something that you guys do right now?
I have, well, I guess it would be considered door knocking. Yes, we do reach out to expires a lot, and I have done at the beach, because with that, yeah, I do door knock expires, because with that, a lot of those are vacation homes. So
Mm.
I'll go by and leave a door hanger. I'll leave a postcard. Well, I found out the hard way. Don't leave a candle at the beach. It will melt on that doorstep. Okay. Yeah, but I'll leave something, and so I am door knocking expires, and I have actually I have an appointment tomorrow from an expired where I left some information, and they called me, and I have a listing appointment with them tomorrow.
What sort of information would you leave if you were doing that?
Um, I'll print out some information regarding their home, and then, and we handwrite on things, and I'll put it in the door hanger along with a postcard, little trinket, little saying, my business card, of course. And it may say something like, I just saw that your home just recently, came off the market. Online prices are all over the place. When is a good time for us to chat about your real value of your home?
Okay, got it. Got it. Very similar to what you would say if they actually answered a door, or if you would pick up
Exactly.
the phone and
Exactly.
got in touch with them. Now, so you're out there door knocking, love it. It's after door knocking. What happens next? Like, do these people go into your Brivity same day? Is it next week? Do you put them on listing alerts? Like, what do you have a process?
If you get info, that's the big if. If you get info, you
Okay.
definitely put them on your Brivity, put them on a market report, always put on that market report. I'll set it up for weekly, and then if I see that they've not, and then if I have a phone number or an email, well, I'll definitely have an email if I'm doing a market report. I just let them know, hey, I set you up on this. If weekly's too much for you, we can do it monthly, because I don't want them to feel overwhelmed, because I don't want them to stop it. I don't want them to unsubscribe. I want them to know that I'm there to nurture them, and when they're ready, I'm ready. If they're not ready for 2 years, that's fine. I want them to remember me.
How often are you getting their phone number versus their email only?
Emails are a lot easier. I would say 1 out of 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's good. One out of 10 that you speak to is ready to
And as a result of door knocking, yes.
is ready to give you their phone number so you can follow up with.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if you were to follow up with them via phone, what do you say?
If I, well, if I, spoke to them, I would just say, hey, this is usually about if they were really, really interested, I'm going to follow up with them that next day.
Okay.
Absolutely. I'm going to pick the phone up and say, hey, it was a pleasure meeting with you yesterday. I left you with some information. You said you were interested in 3 to 6 months of buying, and I said, we talked, and I tell them, we talked about the listing reports. Now tell me what the perfect place looks like, and I'll set that up for you, specified just to meet your needs.
Love that. I
And
love
yeah. And and you'll get some I mean, within a week, you can call and, deliver some kind of value, like, hey, I sent you some listings and, tell them how they can favor it. But hey, this one just really stuck out to me. Did you see the one at 123 Main Street? It pushes all your buttons.
Sometimes they don't answer, I imagine.
No.
Do you know, does it take you a few times to reach out before they give you more information that
If I don't make and the team is really good about this, the entire team. If I get no answer, leave a message, and just get no response after 3 or 4 phone calls, I'm going to mail them something. I'm going
okay.
to mail them a home valuation of their home if they're looking to sell. I'm going to mail them something from Area Pro about the neighborhood that they're looking in, or any kind of information. Or I'm going to mail them a happy Valentine's card, just checking in. Hope you're doing well. Roses are red, violets are blue. But if you don't get that person through, I mean, it can be discouraging, but I have to remind myself a lot of times. I'll click and I'll go look, gosh, I've called this person 5 times and they're still, attempted contact and unqualified. What can I do? And then I'll go
Mhm.
over here, mail letter. Like I'll put it up for the next day, or if I know that's something I'm going to do in my time blocking on Friday, I schedule it for Friday. When I do that and mail it out, I schedule a follow-up call 1 week later regarding, did you get my letter?
Do you ever door knock a farm area or an area like your neighborhood?
Oh,
Or
honey, I live in the country, so yes, we do. And
oh,
yeah, you want to get your steps in, people, door knock in the country.
how often are you door knocking? Like on a given month, how often would you be door knocking, whether it's open houses or listings or your farm area or expires? How often would you say you're out there?
I would say, I mean, if we have 7 listings, and I'm just throwing that out, I couldn't even tell you how many listings we have right now. But yeah, we're door knocking 2 or 3 times a month.
Okay.
I
All right.
door knock a lot at the beach just because I am trying to build that
You're
area.
trying to build your
Yeah.
business out there. Yeah.
But now we had 6 inches of snow last week at the beach, and I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, Beverly don't walk when it's cold.
I heard that. I
We
heard.
do a lot more in the spring and summer, I can tell you that.
Got it. Got it. So you're doing it around inventory creation day. Like
Correct.
that's probably a productivity rhythm that as a team you guys do. And
And
then
we
you
do.
take a couple more days throughout the month to get out there.
Right. Like I know last weekend, 2 of our teammates, we've got a new listing that came on the market. She was hosting an open house there on Saturday. She got out and door knocked it on Friday, so we'll door knock before an open house.
Can I ask, only because this might be going through people's minds, when you said that people team up, right? Because it is good for safety.
It
How
is.
how do you kind of organize those leads? There are 2 people. So, if you got, I don't know, 10 leads that day, what happens to the leads? Who gets them?
Yeah, it's a good thing we're not stingy and that we're family and
That's
we want to
nice.
share. Yes, each door hanger
Hmm.
We'll get, let's say like I'll get 20 door hangers.
Okay.
My teammate Michaela will get 20. My teammate Dalton will get 20. But each of those my door hangers have my information on it.
Okay. Got it.
Kayla's door knocker information has her name and information on it.
Got it.
That's how we do that.
Do you find that there are days and times that are better for you to be door knocking?
I've not really. I mean, I door knock during the week. Fridays are good. Of course, Saturdays are probably, good with people being, home more. But
Okay.
but I really, like I'm doing an open house at the beach Saturday, and I plan to door knock, Friday or tomorrow. And so I door knocking around open houses is the best. But if you just sold one, and I mean, any day of the week really works well.
Question on that. Around an open house, how many doors are you knocking? Like, is there a goal that you have, or is it nothing?
If you're new to door knocking, don't say, I'm going to door knock 100 people today. It's just like, when I remember Chris doing the thing, and you got to, don't overwhelm yourself with, I've got 150 door hangers here and I've got to get rid of every one of them. Set your goal, look at the neighborhood. And if you want to do, 20 to 50 door knocks that day, set your goal so you're not overwhelming yourself with it.
Okay.
But yeah, we do have a set number, and we do keep it fair.
Mhm.
Lisa's really good about ordering those.
I like that. I like that. I have a question from the group. As you're approaching, or as you're door knocking together as a pair, are you approaching the door together, I assume? And then if they answer, like, who is building rapport, or how do you divvy up that lead if they do answer?
Usually when you're walking to the door, they'll say, okay, I did the last one, it's your turn.
Okay.
And it's no problem. Or, I mean, I've even, and these, two of our teammates, they work really well together. Or, they'll walk together. One takes the left side, one takes the right side. And and they meet in the middle and go to the next one.
Okay. Okay. So that's another way to do it. Do you have any favorite stories around your results?
The guy that came at me with a gun, and I got
Oh,
it.
yeah, that'll do it. That'll do it.
That'll do it. That one. And, also, the lady that I just told you about that lost her husband. And I mean, she kept my postcard for a year. Because I
Mm.
had to think, she goes, I got this from you at Thanksgiving. And I was like, it's not Thanksgiving yet. And I was like, wait a minute, what? And I was like, oh, I sent those out, walked around and put those in mailboxes or on doorknobs, a year ago, but she kept it that whole time.
Mhm, mhm.
And we have a wonderful, she's 86 years old, and I still go by and have dinner with her.
How many open houses are you hosting, like, in a month? What does that look like for you right now?
Oh
'Cause I
my
know
gosh,
you got a busy life. You got a lot going on.
I got 5 beautiful grandbabies, and I take them to open houses.
Okay.
They're my best salespeople. Um, gosh, we do open houses. We do at least, I don't even know, where's Lisa? Gosh, we're doing open houses all week and all weekend long. This, like I'm doing an open house today, tomorrow, Saturday. Everybody on the team we do at least 10 a week, and I'm probably undercutting that. Lisa can type in there real quick. At least 50 a month. I was going to say 50 because we have our entire team has met the challenges on open houses.
So you've made open houses a big part of your business, and
Yes,
you are layering in door knocking to make more connections that are
get more people in those open houses.
get more people into the open house. Also, those face-to-face conversations, if at all possible, are strong because they have physically seen you. You've been able,
Right.
they know who you are. You're not, someone on the other side of the line. You are a real
Right.
person to them.
It's just like, back when I was an HR manager, you get more bang for your buck when you're face to face. You put emotions with that, how you present yourself. If you go in there with your shoulders sunk and just barely knock, they're going to walk all over you, or you're not going to have, just be yourself. Go in there confident.
So you walk up to the door, you knock or you ring the doorbell, you step back, square up your shoulders. Any other advice?
Smile.
Smile. Okay.
Yeah.
Good energy.
And just going, like, hi, just want to, I'm Beverly, we're, walking the neighborhood. We've got an open house down the road, wanted to invite you personally. They'd be like, oh, and then you feed off and go into how, what they say. Oh yeah, I saw, or if they're negative, yeah, I'm not interested in attending the open house. And I'll be like, well, absolutely. But here, if you ever want some information about your home, here's some information and a few treats. And then
Got
they usually, when you say the treats or that, you don't want them to feel like you're hounding them. You want to build a relationship. You don't want to be so script. You want to be yourself, but you want to follow your scripts. I'm all about script practicing, but my team will tell you, you won't ever see me reading a script.
it. You're internalizing where you want that conversation to go
Conversation to go.
because you know your scripts and your dialogues.
Right.
And then you're able to be conversational because you're not sitting there thinking about it.
Exactly.
How often are people answering the door in your area?
It depends on the day. I door knocked, wait a minute, if this is January, last time I door knocked at the beach around Thanksgiving, and I ordered, just because, I actually did these myself because I just decided at last minute, I got a listing and it wanted to go active right then. And I was like, I'm going to door knock Robert's Roost. Well, I ordered myself 50, and out of those 50, I kept a record of it because when I'm down there myself, sometimes I need to get my stuff myself instead of going through the office. I ordered 50. I gave out all 50, and I didn't order enough. And I actually I was using this as an example. I actually spoke to 30 people that day.
Okay, that's
You
a
got to
very
remember, you got to know your area, know your neighborhoods. I'm at the beach. I'm in Roberts. I know that's a retirement community,
mm-hmm.
right? And
The more mature perhaps the
right,
neighborhood is, the better your open rate will be, right?
right,
Uh,
right,
and the more maybe, millennial or Gen Z, the less open rate you may get, but leave your information there.
right. Always leave your information, and always leave with a smile, even if you get a gun pointed at you.
Indeed. I think what I love about you, Beverly, and I'd love for you to put your contact information in the chat box for us, because number one, there's a lot of people who may have started their careers later in life, and you are a great connection point. You are running that same race with them, and I think that's awesome. Also, for those of us who have referrals in the South Carolina, North Carolina area, we want to put you in our phone. But I think what I took away from this, guys, is Beverly is just a normal person who does the work and sees the results. And you made it through the whole pandemic. You are you're on the side of it now. You're building up your business at the beach now as well as everything else you do in Charlotte. And I think that's really cool. So love that. Thank you for sharing with us this morning. And as we go on over the next couple weeks, we've got a couple people. Everyone will door knock a little bit differently. I wanted you to get the warm relationship person, right? Beverly is warm.
Right.
I didn't hear any aggressiveness, right? And for those of you who have that personality, that's awesome. This is like, just be you, right? We've got Austin, who is out of Canada, and they cannot phone prospect at all. They cannot pick up the phone ever. So their door knocking is their prospecting. So we'll
Right.
have him on as well. I want you to know there's many ways to win. Pick the way you're going to win. If you take a listing or if you do an open house, when you're layering different ways to approach this, your results and your conversion is going to be higher. Beverly, you're awesome. Congrats on your success, and thank you so much for being here with us, and good luck on taking over the beach area.
Oh, yes, thank you. Y'all just, everybody come on down.
I love it. I love it. We'll see you guys next week. Bye, guys. Thank you,
Guys,
Beverly. We'll
thank
see you
you.
later. Bye-bye.